So, I wanted to take some ibuprofen because I've been having some cramps and some bleeding. I haven't started my period yet since I gave birth because I've been nursing. But I had some dull cramps last week and it kind of got me thinking, maybe I should take a pregnancy test, but I put it off because I wanted to, well, first of all, I just didn't want to waste a test. And then I just wanted to like take it when it actually could be positive. But I needed to take some ibuprofen today because I've had cramps. So I went upstairs and took this test. Now, mind you, it is, when I took it, it was like 7 o'clock at night, but you're supposed to take them in the morning. And this is what I got. Now, do you see that line? There is a definite line there.
But it's been hours, an hour.
It has been.
The line wasn't there. I couldn't see a line.
Here's the thing. When I took the test, where are you going? When I took the test, I could see something. Mike could not.
No seeing.
He couldn't see a line. I thought there was a line, but you just never really know, and like, tests can be kind of funky and you never know if it's the test versus like, anyway, whatever. I could see something, Mike couldn't. Well, my sister lives in the basement, so I went down and I showed her. And she said she could kind of see one too, but she thinks maybe the only reason she saw it is because I pointed it out, otherwise she wouldn't be able to see it. Her fiance couldn't see anything. And that was within the window of the 10 minutes when you're supposed to read it. We are now quite a ways past and the line's gotten darker, but it's there. I mean, you can see it. You can see it.
You can see it. I'm in now, you can see it.
This has never happened to me before. I have only taken a pregnancy test one time in my life when it was positive, and it was when I already knew I was pregnant and I just did it for the fun of it.
So, what do we do?
What do we do? So I'm gonna go tomorrow.
Or right now.
Or right now. It's like 8 o'clock at night. I hate going to the store when it's dark outside. What if someone kidnaps me?
Nobody will.
And get some more pregnancy tests, different brands.
Gotta take them in the morning, right? That's the same.
Yeah. I'm kind of freaking out. This is exciting, isn't it, Mike?
It's very exciting.
I mean, it's...
Try and
Here's the thing.
be normal.
My body is not fertile. I'm broken. I've been pregnant once and it was from IVF. So to see this is kind of like there's no possible way. So if it ended up being negative in the end, it wouldn't be a huge well, it would be disappointing, but it wouldn't be shocking. Like I wouldn't cry about it. But what if I'm pregnant?
Only time will tell.
There's totally a line there. There's
Ready,
totally...
set, go. The people can see where themselves.
Flip this light on. Oh, it's already on. Bummer. There's totally a line. There's so blurry. There you go.
Brownie time to celebrate.
So I'm my good wife and I made brownies for dinner. Whatever, I had cramps, so that's what I wanted. So I just couldn't wait. I ended up going to the store last night and getting pregnancy tests. I spent over $20 on pregnancy tests. Holy cow, they're expensive. And ended up with 2 different brands, but I'm just gonna do one and see how it goes. I'm still bleeding. The cramps are pretty much gone, but I don't know, we'll see. This is crazy. Let me just say, I'm hopeful. I'm definitely hopeful. Sorry, we're just waiting for the test. We gotta wait 3 minutes. I'm definitely hopeful, but I mean, if it's negative, it's not gonna be surprising. Like, that's just the story of my life, right? and I didn't ever anticipate getting pregnant naturally. I hoped I would, but I never actually anticipated that I would. So it's been almost 3 minutes. It was crazy. Hi, buddy. Say good morning. This kid is still not sleeping through the night. 10 months old, and he woke up last night at 1 to eat, and he woke up at 5 to eat. And I do realize that it would just take like me to just wean him off, but it just sounds hard, and I don't want him to cry because I get tired of listening to my baby cry. So we're just letting him eat. But okay, it's been 3 minutes. Should we check it? Well, you're not coming just because you're hard to hold. Okay. Oh, unless you want to come. Come on. Come on. It's a definite negative. Like there's definitely no line there. That is a single line for sure. Like it's not like last night where there was like a line, but it was hard to see. So that's the result, I guess. I mean, I'm disappointed, but that's fine. There's not a line there. For sure not a line. I told Mike, I said, I'm not gonna text you whether it's positive or negative, because if I tell you I'll text you if it's negative, then if I don't text you, then you'll know it's positive. And how dumb would that be to find out through text message, you know? So, but I'm still gonna text him and tell him it's negative, because there's no reason he gets to wait in anticipation all day to find out that it's negative. It's fine though. I'm fine. It's not a big deal. However, getting pregnant naturally would be like the coolest thing, but it's okay. It's okay. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hi. Look at the carpet. Should we go eat something? This kid knows. Should we go eat? Are you hungry? I'm hungry. Should we go eat? Yeah. Come here. Come see your mom. You gonna crawl on your knees today? Look at you. You're gonna do it. You're funny. Are you being funny? Well, as the pregnancy test saga goes, I, this morning, thought that I would just take a third test to verify. Different brand, different day, and it was negative again. So I'm not pregnant, which is a little disappointing, but I wasn't expecting much. So anyway, how interesting though that first one was. I mean, essentially it was positive. That line was there. And I know some of you might say, well, you read it with that outside of the testing, like the window, I think it was 2 to 10 minutes on that particular test. But I saw the line in that 2 to 10 minute window. Mike couldn't see it, but I saw it. So yes, it did get darker as time went on, but I saw the original line in that 2 to 10 minute window. So what did we learn from this? Don't buy off-brand pregnancy tests unless it's like when you're in a definitive time, when it should be either like a very clear positive or a very clear negative. At least that's what I feel like I learned. I thought all pregnancy tests were created equal, and clearly from this experience they are not, because the other 2 tests I took were First Response and Clear Blue, and they were 100% negative. There was no like question, there was no really light line, nothing. So I probably will never buy off-brand pregnancy tests again. When I was pregnant, and I knew I was pregnant, and I wanted to take a pregnancy test just for fun because I had never seen a positive pregnancy test ever. I pretty sure I just bought it from the dollar store. And obviously it came back positive, but I was like, at that point, I was probably 6 weeks or 7 weeks pregnant. Like, I was pretty pregnant. So don't buy off-brand. Not if you want to like actually not get your hopes up, you know. It didn't get my hopes up too high, but just don't buy off-brand. Meanwhile, look at my yard, you guys. I haven't really shown you much of my house. We just had a little bit of snow last night. This is my backyard. Isn't it pretty? I love it. This is why we moved here, for sure. It's gonna be a ton of work. When we moved in September, so there was still time to do yard work, and we did as much as we could, but with Luke being the age that he was when we moved in, which was, what? How old was he? 7 months when we moved in? It was very hard to accomplish anything in the yard with my help, so Mike was like pretty much doing it on his own. And like I would try, like we would try to like just put Luke in the stroller and go outside and get some stuff done, but he wouldn't last very long. He'd last for like 10 minutes and then he'd be screaming. So Mike pretty much had to do the yard work on his own, which just mowing the yard, and we bought a riding lawnmower because if you didn't buy a riding lawnmower, then you would be outside all day just mowing the lawn on Saturday. So we bought a riding lawnmower, and just mowing takes a good amount of time, even on a riding lawnmower. And then there's just so much, like for instance, like this flower bed right here, there's just so much like weirdness going on. Like I don't really understand. I don't know, I'm a symmetry person, so that doesn't work for me. And like, there's just a lot of overgrowth throughout the yard. All of this stuff that borders the fence, so there's a cinder block fence out there, everything that borders the fence, like we're not gonna touch. Like there's a ton of weeds and bushes and stuff, and everything's just really grown over. But honestly, when it's not winter, is so full and green, and there's a lot going on, but it's so full and green and it's so pretty, and it just completely blocks the fence out. And you can't really, I mean, there's a house over there that you can kind of see, and then we have a neighbor and their house. I mean, you can kind of see their house, but like for the most part, you can't really see our neighbors, which is nice. We have a neighbor on this side too, but it just, oh, dirty windows, but you just can't see. And when all of this is filled in and it's summer and it's all green, it completely blocks our neighbor's house. We have like full privacy, which is awesome. We don't even actually have curtains on these windows because like we have such privacy in our backyard, but it's just kind of like, I mean, I want to just for like decorative purposes, but we don't need them to actually be functional, to be honest. But anyway, our yard's gonna be a lot of work, and hopefully next year I'll be able, well, I guess it's this year now because it's January, but hopefully Luke will be able to just kind of play while I get some yard work done, because there's just a lot of overgrowth. So there are a lot of things that need to be ripped out. There's a lot of bushes in this yard that have berries on them, and I am not okay with it. I love bushes with berries. I think they're the cutest, but I also don't want my kid to eat a bush or a berry with a bush. I don't want my kid to eat a berry from a bush. So there's a lot of stuff that needs to be ripped out. There's a lot of ground cover that's just like taken over. our neighbors have ivy, and it has come over into our yard, which is gonna be the never-ending battle. I ripped it off the fence late last year, and I only ripped it off like part of the fence. It's just like covering over here on this side. It's just like covering the fence, which I hate, but whatever. That's why you don't plant ivy. And it used to be on the house, but as soon as we moved in, we hurried and ripped that off. And it wasn't a ton on the house, just a little. But the last thing I want is, I love ivy on houses. I think it's beautiful, but the last thing I want is for it to like start growing into my house. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done, but this is really what sold us on this house. My husband was literally obsessed with this yard, and he loves yard work. So hopefully as we age, he doesn't start hating yard work, because we're gonna not be able to live here if that's the case, because there's just so much. Or hire it out, but I don't anticipate hiring it out because he loves it so much. But honestly, there's a lot that needs to be done. But isn't it pretty? We have a gazebo. We have like a little, we call it our English garden, but there's like a fountain, which we don't know if it actually works yet. And then like a, what are those called? Maybe like an arbor. Is that what that's called? And this out here, I'll have to take you guys out in the summer. It's like circular, and it's a brick pavers. Like a circular brick paver patio, basically. It's so pretty. Anyway, there's a little tour of the yard. Hopefully we can make it look beautiful, and then I can show you guys what it looks like when it's summer and it's green and it's full, and it's gonna be so nice if we can get the time to actually get out there and do something. Mike got put in, I guess, to get a dumpster from the city in March. I think that it's here for like the weekend. You can get a free, like, it's just for free. The city will come and drop off a dumpster at your house for the weekend, and you can just fill it with green. I don't think it's a dumpster for everything, but it's with like green waste. You can just fill it. So if that's the case, if we get that, I'm gonna have to have like a big barbecue at my house and make my entire family come over and rip out bushes, because there's no way Mike and I can get it all done in a weekend by ourselves. But you gotta take advantage of the dumpster. So anyway, that's the yard, and I'm not pregnant.